Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today it's an exciting one because we're going to be talking about Etsy ads strategy. Specifically my Etsy ads strategy. We're going to be talking about how to make sales with Etsy ads, and we're going to be touching upon whether it is worth running Etsy ads in 2022 going into 2023. Okay, so if you like the sound of that, give this video a big thumbs up because, as you know, doing that will help reach more people within the algorithm on YouTube. So speaking of algorithms, guess what? Every platform on the internet has one, and Etsy is no exception. So when you list something new on Etsy, what will happen is that it will get a temporary boost in the search results depending on what keywords you have used, okay? And what that does is it lets Etsy know, and it could be like a 24-hour boost, it could be like a 6-hour boost, it really varies, but it just lets Etsy know how your customers are interacting with this listing so that it knows where to place it. Now, I want you to think of the Etsy search results as like a favorites list, and that's the best way that I can describe it, is that it's like a favorites list, okay? And what this little temp boost will do is that it will again enable people to see how your customers are going to be interacting with this listing. If it gets no love, it's going to be lower down on the favorites list. If it gets a lot of love, it's going to be a little bit higher. Okay, so what I do is that if I'm listing something that is a variation on something that has sold really, really well before, i.e. it's a variation or a copy of a best-selling listing, something that I know is going to be worthwhile me putting some money towards to extend that temporary boost, then that's what I'll do. So I will give it some, I'll give it some budget. I'll give it about $1 a day to just push it that little bit further. Sometimes I'll do $2, $3, $4, or $5 a day, depending. But I do it like that so that it kind of extends that little push, if that makes sense. And I've done this for about a year now, and it does seem to work. Now, I want to kind of say that first, just in case if any of you are thinking, you know what, I just don't have the budget to advertise new listings, okay? That is a completely optional thing. But what I do for the rest of my items is that I will advertise listings that sell well for me, whether they're new or not, okay? So the first part of this is I will advertise new listings, but if you're like, Steph, I just don't have the budget for that, I just want to get into the meat of what I should do with my existing listings, then push that to one side and listen on, okay? So I will advertise listings that always do well, that always sell well. And the reason for that is that it is proven that people react well with this listing. So let's say that you've got a listing for, I'm going to use this as an example. This is actually a handmade little wildflower pot that I bought from a craft fair recently. So let's say, for example, that you are selling this and it's proven that people love this. There's something about that listing, whether it's the pictures, whether it's the keywords that you're using, whether it's just the beauty of it is really gotten across within that listing. What I'll do is I will take this listing and I will put $1 a day long term for 2 weeks or more towards it. What that does is it ensures that it is going to be top of the search results as many times as you can. Now, I would advise, if you can really stretch towards it, to put more money, because let's be honest, this listing is doing well. Okay, so I would advise, if you can stretch to $2, $3, $4 a day, then do that. But my general rule of thumb is that if you are advertising any of your best-selling listings, $1 a day per item. Okay, that's a general rule of thumb that I use. Okay, and if we're talking about return on investment and you're saying to me, Steph, I just don't know what I should be expecting back from that, I expect a minimum of a 3x return on investment from my ads. So if you're not getting a 3x return on investment from your ad spend, something is wrong, and I want you to just turn it off and dive a little bit deeper into this video. So my next thing is I want you to look at what keyword phrases are being searched for and where you are being found through ads. Okay, so when you run ads, it will tell you the keywords that you are being searched for. Okay, so let's say that you've got this listing here and the most popular keyword phrase is wildflower ceramic pot. Let's just say that, right? I made that up completely on the fly. So what I would suggest that you do, and there will be more than one keyword phrase. There'll be like 2 or 3 from this one advertised listing. It will report back and say, right, okay, Steph, wildflower ceramic pot is the first one, wildflower vase is the second one, and green vase is the third one, okay?
Bosses, we've been having some really great conversations in today's video. However, I'm here to tell you about this. This is called your conversion rate, and I've actually made for you in the description box below a free 90-minute conversion rate masterclass. So I'm just going to quickly explain to you in 1 minute why this is important. Okay. So this is your Etsy shop and these are your customers. So let's say that you get 100 customers into your store and you have a 1% conversion rate. That means you get 1 sale, and roughly that's going to be about $30 to £30. But what happens when we increase that conversion rate to 2%, 3% and above? This suddenly doubles, triples, quadruples without you having to change anything. Now, getting customers into your store costs time, effort, and money. But what if you didn't have to change this, you didn't have to change your shop, all you had to change was this conversion rate? That is what I'm going to be teaching you in today's masterclass. So whether you're a newbie or a seasoned Etsy shop owner, get yourself down below and register for that masterclass so you can increase this number. Back to the video.
What I will do, if you want to be really clever and really advanced with this, is that I will copy this listing, copy it, pretend that's a copy, and I will use just those 3 keyword phrases in that listing. Get rid of everything else, and I will just copy it. Don't change the listing that's working well for you already. I will copy it, and I will use those keyword phrases that have worked well on that ad. And then I will put, again, $1 a day on that one. I'll keep this one running as well, this one, but also with the copy, I will put those 3 keyword phrases in there and I will just put $1 a day on that one. And what you'll find is that because those keyword phrases have proven to work really, really well, you're going to get more momentum with that listing because you are using exact matches, which always rank better, and you are popping them on an advertised boosted listing. And again, like if you're struggling with Etsy ads, I want you to think of them as like a boosted Facebook post. Does that make sense, right? That is something that I do. And also to kind of go alongside with this is that also I will look at the stats within my shop. Okay, so not just the Etsy ads keyword phrases that are being reported back. I'll also go into other wildflower pots that I make within my shop, and I'll see what other keyword phrases are doing really, really well. And then I will copy that listing again, just using those popular keyword phrases compiled from all of the other listings. And then I'll do a third copy and I will advertise that listing as well. So essentially what I want you guys to end up with is 2 to 3 copies of your top 5 to 10 best-selling listings, and I want you to put $1 a day each on them, but they each have their own keyword phrases. And essentially what you're doing is that you are supercharging and covering all your bases along with your shop. I'm going to put this down now because I feel like I'm going to drop it. You're covering all of your bases with those 3 listings, and you're supercharging them as well. So whenever I want to like make some more money, whenever I'm like, you know what, I have some time this month, I have some time free from Handmade Bosses, that's exactly what I do. I will go in and you know what? I'm gonna be honest, this is the lazy maker's way of making more Etsy sales, is that I'll go in and I'll do like an hour's worth of research and I'll copy like 3 of the listings that do really well for me, and I will just throw my budget at it. And then what will happen is that at least I'm going to be getting a 3x return on investment, and then I will reinvest that profit back in. And you know, you are going to get to the point where you can afford to reinvest like $3 a day each, $5 a day each. And that is where the magic starts to happen. Okay. Now, what I will say is that if you have been running ads for 2 weeks and you're not really getting anything back from them, turn them off and run through the process again. Reassess things. Is it maybe that the keywords that are on that listing are not doing so well anymore? Is it that you had a new listing and actually the keywords that you're using are not really hitting home? Like, for example, if I put glass vase in this listing, it's not a glass vase. So therefore, if I'm advertising with that keyword glass vase, it's not really going to hit home. People might click on it, but they might not buy it. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to leave your ads running for at least, I want to say 2 weeks, but if you guys are really going to push it, I'd say a week, because it does take that amount of time for things to kind of settle in. And I want you guys to keep an eye on your ads. I want you to keep an eye on your spend. And if at any point you're looking back within the past 2 weeks, whether it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 28 days, whatever, and you're seeing that you're not getting that return on investment on a specific ad, I want you to turn that off. Okay. So guys, I really hope that was helpful. Leave me a comment. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Also, do not forget to grab your free seat in my conversion rate webinar. 3 steps to make more Etsy sales fast using this method that I'm going to teach you in this free webinar. So completely free, 90 minutes long. You don't want to miss it. Grab your free spot in that below. And guys, I will catch you in the next video.